Ethereum goes to $25,000 per coin. Today, we'll figure out when the alt season is finally happening. Will your low cap altcoins actually grow? Or maybe we are only in Bitcoin and maybe a little bit of Ethereum cycle. Will Bitcoin dominance drop down? Or what if BTC will just lead the whole cycle this time, not given an option for anything else to receive any liquidity? And a list of 5 Ethereum beta place altcoins with one bonus at the end. I will show you something no one showed you yet. Something you've never seen before. Like this video, subscribe to this channel. You don't want to miss this type of daily market updates. And let's start. First of all, we have to focus on how the world sees the market overall at this stage. Not just the crypto market, but stock market, because crypto is largely correlated with stocks. The market is convinced a soft landing is coming. The S&P 500 has risen 9% since the Fed began cutting interest rates in September. In previous rate cut cycles, where a recession was avoided, the S&P 500 gained around 3% on average at this point of the cycle, which means that previously people were more expecting that something bad might be coming. Currently, people expect the situation to really be nice, right? Because markets are front-looking. People are just betting based on something that they think will be happening in the future. On the other hand, when the US economy entered a recession, the index was down around 3%. In other words, the market is now significantly stronger than it was during previous periods when a soft landing was achieved. Has the Fed avoided a recession, or is it wishful thinking? Billion-dollar question right here, ladies and gentlemen. It's vitally important at this stage to understand that overall, the world is convinced that stocks looking great, which is a positive scenario for crypto. This is just nice soil on the ground that will help us to grow, to nurture, and become really, really big. Funding rates on most of the altcoins are very, very neutral. You can see it right here. It's crazy. I cannot even imagine. We're seeing new all-time highs on Bitcoin on a daily basis currently. New all-time highs on BTC. Funding rates are as neutral as they get. This is unprecedented. This means that people are not long in altcoins at this stage, or there is just big money short in the altcoin market, not believing the current rally. We'll see what will be happening with this one. Today, I will actually share several points strengthening the case. Today, I will actually share several points strengthening the case for alts to go up from here. Price grinding up, perps pushing below spot. Perpetual prices is lower than spot prices. Crazy. 3 options here. First, perp sellers in disbelief fading the pump, which means that bears, people who are making money on the markets going down, they're just forcing the trade out there. They're trying to short because they cannot believe that this pump is happening. They just expect the things to go down. Second, aggressive spot buying. Probably something that is happening, right? For BTC, we see the demand is mostly spot. Guys, like this cycle, from this point of view, is very, very different from the previous cycle. Previous cycle was mainly inflation of US dollar plus devaluation of US dollar along in the connection to the inflation, right? And second, it was highly driven by leverage. Currently, the situation is way different. We're seeing spot buying for crypto. Again, Bitcoin is printing new all-time highs on a daily basis, yet funding rates are as neutral as they can only get. Crazy, absolutely insane, absolutely insane. Third option, both, which means that bears are in disbelief, and we do also see aggressive spot buy, not even on leverage. It's crazy. Either way, bullish setup, bullish overview for the market situation at this stage. One thing I might add, today FOMC meeting regarding the next rate cut should be happening. I do believe we will be seeing results from this meeting tomorrow. And I do think that alts, they might be just halting a little bit before the grand pumpage for this last uncertainty to get lifted away, because Bitcoin just does not care whether or not we're receiving the cut, what is happening, how many points. Nah, it just shows daily all-time highs at this stage. Alts, they're a bit weaker, so they might be waiting for this last bit of uncertainty to get elevated, lifted from the marketplace. Coming back to Ethereum, it's very important for us to understand what Ethereum will be doing, as Ethereum is grandpa of altcoins. With Ethereum surging up, alts will be surging up as well. There are many intrinsic reasons for that, mainly for the purpose of that alts were able to appear with the introduction of the ERC20 standard, which is Ethereum ecosystem in the first place, and a bunch of alts out there. They have certain supply on DEXs, which is paired to Ethereum. What happens to Ethereum and ETH/BTC from here will help inform us on whether City creates the market reality, the market creates City's reality. And if you're honest, you already know the answer. Ethereum Bitcoin chart is placed around grand support at these levels right here. Ethereum US dollar trying to break out exactly at these levels. It's a very interesting post saying that crypto Twitter might be delusional, right? And to a certain extent, it definitely is. Ethereum BTC looks like a good place to see a breakout. Descending triangle right here, pressure is being built that should be breaking out at a certain point of time. It can either break up or down. Expectation is that it should be breaking up, which means that Ethereum will start to outperform Bitcoin, which means that more and more liquidity should be directed into Ethereum, which means that altcoins should finally have their run as well. Ethereum BTC, if we are lucky enough, then one last dip before it up only begins and then real FOMO on. It definitely feels like silence before the storm. The current situation in the marketplace, yeah, this is the situation that this trader is essentially highlighting for Ethereum and BTC pair. Does it mean that Ethereum will drop heavily from here? No, it does not. It just means it might be happening if BTC will be pushing slightly higher. And it definitely can, because my target for BTC is at $110,000 short term. And right after, I would expect mid-term consolidation around these levels. It's very, very interesting that the current price action is very similar to what we've seen in 2017. You can check out the charts of 2017. BTC set all-time high. After that, it started to consolidate. Ethereum started to pump. And for months, we were in the strong alt season until Ethereum reached its potential. And then after that, bull market ended, right? I don't think that bull market will be ending this time, if something like this will be happening, but we definitely might be entering a certain local top with consolidation, which might actually be happening around 20th of January. It's crazy, like the timings in crypto, they're so crazy. Right now we have 17th of December. Imagine BTC sets the all-time high around 20th of December at $110,000. Then Ethereum starts to rally. It starts to rally for months, unleashing giant alt season, and then everything starts to correct and consolidate. This would be exactly the scenario that we've seen in 2017. It's crazy how these things just repeat itself. Ethereum BTC is primed for a bit breakout. Also opinion from someone else out there. Ethereum BTC future chart as well, very similar. The overview that this trader essentially presented, that we should be reaching a certain level, then consolidating, printing small leg down, and then going back higher to the local tops of this range. Then crypto trades sharing. Ethereum breaking 4.1 thousand, which is the yearly cycle high, is key for continuation higher. I think that after breaking that level, it should lead to quick expansion to the all-time high and beyond $5,000. You know, what we have this cycle are very bearish estimates for the price of Ethereum for some reason. People are saying like it's $6,000, after that I'm selling and I'm leaving, I'm fine. Yes, from one point of view, Ethereum was reaching as low as $900 this cycle already. So some people might have this false view that, wow, we are just starting, it's just going to go so nice, we're going to $30,000. We did a 4x on Ethereum this cycle already. 4x for a very large market cap altcoin asset. It's pretty much the second asset in the whole crypto, right? But I'm not buying bearish targets of $6,000 myself as well. Short term, maybe, right? But I'm expecting much higher numbers in this cycle, because BTC at this stage, it did 6 to 7 X's from the bottoms. I am expecting Ethereum to at least outperform this, especially with the presence of the same exact Ethereum ETF as we essentially have on Bitcoin. This should have made a good base in this 3 to 4 region during this past year. Yeah, one of the key points is that all these giant region is just a giant accumulation. When you're breaking out of this accumulation, you're not seeing $2,000 and it's happening right after. Like, it's not happening. Like, what a great job market makers and manipulators actually did in persuading the market to be bearish overall. Even currently, people are not longing. People are waiting for something. Just enter your longs. Just set your stop losses. Just be exposed. These, like the entry points that we have for altcoins currently, might be the best entry points in a while. Maybe the best entry points this cycle. Spot Ethereum ETF volumes. So this is key, right? Because some people might be saying no one is buying Ethereum, Wall Street is not buying Ethereum, no one cares. We see huge spike on Ethereum ETF volumes since the middle of November. I do expect for this chart just to go higher and go higher and go into price discovery as well. Wall Street, rich individuals in the US, they're buying Ethereum through ETF that is available for them. And it's a very, very simple trade. Imagine you're a 65, 70-year-old guy in the US, but you're trying to keep up with the new trends and things like that. You've seen BTC ETF open tip. You threw like 2 to 3% of your wealth into BTC ETF. You did 2.5x over the course of a year. This is huge outperformance, especially in comparison to the stock market. You might take some profits out of this trade and just reposition them into Ethereum. This is natural. And on top of that, huge amount of people should have FOMO on missing BTC ETF, mid-curving it, thinking it's too volatile, it's too risky, listening to Peter Schiff. This is catch-up trade to BTC based on FOMO on people that missed BTC. And right now, we have people with real money that were buying swap BTC like crazy, wanting to make some money on Ethereum as well. Like, saying that Ethereum won't go up is betting against human greed. I'm not doing that ever. Cup and handle Ethereum. So this one is quite a crazy one, because I've been preaching the presence of this pattern on the marketplace currently since September. First, we've seen it on a range of Solana memes, played out perfectly. Then we've seen it on some alts that were pumping, that were moving. Then we've seen it on Ethereum meme coins as well, playing out perfectly. And finally, we should be seeing it on the alts that did not pump yet. There are a bunch of altcoins that are here at these levels. Some of them, they're at these levels. Some of them, they're at the bottom of the handle at this stage. But this pattern generally is playing out for the whole cycle. Even for BTC, even on Bitcoin, you like currently are seeing exactly the same pattern playing out. Just take a look at this. This is pure cup and handle. Since our top in May, this is something that was happening 100%. We are seeing it playing out on BTC. Right now, it's playing out on Ethereum. Take a look at this as well. It's just crazy how the market makers, they just decided, for some reason, they just decided to apply the same pattern out there, right? Although, in case of Ethereum, absolutely insane to see this, understand this, and really waiting on this to play out on the marketplace. Things should go absolute bananas. Ethereum $11,000 in 2025. Those are rookie numbers. You need to get your numbers up. The last time Ethereum had a golden cross on the weekly chart was in early 2021, triggering a 200% surge in just 10 weeks. Another golden cross is happening now. If history repeats, it could propel Ethereum to $11,000. For the whole of 2025, I would say this is quite a bearish target. What is the golden cross? It's essentially this pattern that was playing out previously, right? It's essentially a cross between 100 SMA and 200 SMA, which was leading to the asset pumping like crazy. Since something like this what was happening already, right? And we've been seeing this playing out on the range of assets out there. This thing just proves itself time and time again. Some people were able to predict the end of the bull market last time. Some people were able to predict the end of the bull market in the last cycle based on these two crossings happening. Ethereum 1 week update. Consecutive weekly candle closed above the resistance. The shape of the candle and overall environment reminds me of January. We might weak to 3,700 this week, but it will be bought back up quickly. It's interesting that this week is quite similar to that one of the traders was showing in terms of the small drop that we might be seeing on Ethereum BTC pair. I don't think personally this is something that might be happening, but we have to be careful about these things as well, because I'm just sure that market makers and manipulators, they would want to get away of all the excessive leverage out there. They would want to give this like last week down to make sure everyone who is longing is stopped or liquidated. I do think that this, unfortunately, something that might be happening. Although something that calms me a bit, because I'm longing myself, is the fact that funding rates are very, very low, which means that they already did a very, very nice job on liquidating a bunch of people and inflicting fear into the marketplace. People don't want to loan altcoins at this stage. So depending on the funding rates, we are either seeing the week or we are not seeing the week. I hope that my positions will be able to sustain and they won't be stopped, because I have this feeling if they will face a stop loss out there, they will just surge like crazy right after. I do think that the time for this week that will be created by the market makers out there, if it will be very, very quick to not give market participants the option to re-enter at the good prices. Don't ignore the Ethereum strength. Breakout is imminent, breakout is here. Who are the people making the most money on Ethereum? People that bought it at $1 in 2015. Unfortunately, currently we do not have the option like this. We have to find our ways to also make nice money on Ethereum. First option is obviously just leverage trading Ethereum, which is kind of like entering Ethereum with the larger size, borrowing money for it. It's a bit risky, right? But you can definitely be doing that. Second option is to focus on Ethereum beta plays, coins that are connected to Ethereum in the first place, that are in the ecosystem of Ethereum, and kind of move the same to the Ethereum chart out there. Right now, I will present several picks like this. They are very important, and I will also provide you with a bonus pick at the end. Again, I don't think you ever seen something like this before. No one has showed you that. If you appreciate the content and the overview thus far, please consider liking this video. It helps the channel to grow and it helps more people to have access to this type of daily alpha and market check. First pick is Lido. This is something stable on spot, on leverage. It has a very, very large market cap at this stage. Fundamentals, they might be questionable from one point, right? But it's just this larger pick that kind of follows the chart of Ethereum and should have similar type of breakoutage once Ethereum will finally be surging higher as well. Lido loading for breakout. Ethereum is hitting, and next could be the Ethereum beta ETH ecosystem. Lido is a prime one. We do also see that 90% of the tokens are unlocked for this thing and 10% are untracked, so no one knows what essentially happened to them. Imagine not accumulating Lido while it's below 2 digits. 945 days of accumulation, full send Lido. It's interesting that this accumulation is even larger than on Ethereum at this stage, right? Next pick is INS, which is Ethereum name service. Also an older, large altcoin out there, quite a stable peak, should be quite stable to leverage loan as well, right? And should be showing certain move up with Ethereum surging higher as well. However, what we are seeing already on this thing is that it actually had a very, very nice breakout just recently. So from one point of view, you're not getting out the same type of gains as, for example, projects that did not have a breakout yet. From other point of view, you're getting more safety. Because something like this happened already, pretty much confirmed that it moves along with Ethereum, and it should probably be just continuing to move higher as well. The weekly candle has turned green, yet no one is still talking about it. The next stop is $100. And just yesterday, INS had an unlock of 0.05% of supply, which is around $2.15 million of sell pressure out there. The chart is doing all right. One of the benefits of why I'm showing these type of altcoins to you at this stage is because these are older projects. They are very, very well known to the older market participants. And as we've seen with XRP and some other projects out there like XLM, like Stellar, like XLM, like HBAR as well, we definitely will have a new wave of people coming in and buying older coins. So there is a higher chance that these type of coins will be moving the first. And in altcoin season, it's actually key to be able to acquire new liquidity the first. Because the more liquidity you will have initially, the more liquidity you will actually be able to play with in all the upcoming rotations that will be coming in the alt season. That's why I'm actually sharing these coins with you. And default thought process right there might be to look in layer 2s, default layer 2s out there. And most famous out of them arguably is Arbitrum at this stage, right? Arbitrum unfortunately has large unlocks, largest private sale unlocks. Arbitrum very soon will have an unlock of $120 million. This is just crazy. This is huge sell pressure out there. Yet a lot of people, they are holding Arbitrum. In some cases it might play out in a way that, yeah, like they won't be done with the whole thing. They will essentially just hold the supply and they will use it for market making to even pump the price of the asset further. I just have to highlight the risks right here with Arbitrum at this stage. And we can see that on January 16 it will have unlock of $92 million. It's crazy. At the same time, you might play it this way. Ethereum should be breaking out soon. We should be entering the alt season. Arbitrum is a layer 2 that a lot of boomers on this marketplace essentially know. They might be buying into this asset and you might long it in expectation or get some on spot in expectation that they will be pumping this asset before the unlocks. Right, in this alt season, because alt season can easily be happening from 20th of December to 20th of January. If it would be crazy if this would be happening, right? And you might just play around these targets. Next thing is Hyperliquid. It's hard to think about this as Ethereum beta play. However, it's EVM compatible, so from that point of view, we might kind of say that it might be connected, but still it's a very, very interesting project. We have to go through some things that are happening around this project as well. And my general thought process is quite interesting as well. So I remember the bear market, something like IMX was pumping like crazy as well. People were looking at revenues, they were looking at volumes, and that's why they were buying these type of projects. This is exactly something that has happened with Hyperliquid at this stage. It's almost like from the point of view of the type of assets that market actually wants to choose, we are still in the bear market setup. Crazy. Because these are definitely not the assets that will be pumping like crazy in the bull market setup. People are looking for different things in the bull market setup. They're throwing the money everywhere on different things, and here it's about volumes, it's about revenue, it's about users. Very, very interesting situation. Binance started this latest swap. They are in so much higher. Essentially, this person is sharing that Binance is acquiring Hyperliquid, obviously in preparation for the spot listing. Exchanges are most likely swapping Hype right now. 12 millions of net buying probably pushes price up another 10% or so. This one entity has just started a $12 million swap buy into Hype. This has to be either Binance or OKX. Seems to be big, to be Max or Gate. So this speculation here is that the exchange, like the one who's doing the buying is the exchange. It's probably not the small exchange, because small exchanges, they won't be buying 12 million worth of the asset out there. And the reason they're buying this is because they want fees. They want fees from people trading this token on the platforms. It's very, very interesting if they're buying it themselves, because it's kind of like founders, they declined to give any tokens away to Binance, so they have to buy themselves from the marketplace in order to be able to trade these coins themselves. Very, very interesting. It's like definitely shows the demand. It definitely shows how good the product is, because if you're really coming out into the marketplace with something that's useful, with something that a lot of people use, you don't really have to have like strong marketing in the first place. Product, how great the product is, it's essentially doing all the marketing. Hype swaps going absolutely nuts. All-time high after all-time high and endless buy pressure. Currently almost plus $12 million in buy pressure. The Hyperliquid insurance fund address is now up $250 million on buying back their own token. Hyperliquid, crazy. So they were buying their own token and they are up $250 million on this one. Whether or not they will be able to take profits, very, very hard to say, because $10 billion, like meme coin wise, if it's a meme coin, around $150 million of liquidity will be locked there, which half of them, it would be a coin, like a meme coin, half of them would be Ethereum. So in reality, only about $75 to $100 million for a $10 billion asset, right? So it might be quite hard. Probably we have much more thick liquidity on this type of product. But still, for $10 billion in market cap, it might be somewhere around from 100 million to 250 million in liquidity for this coin. So the question, if they will be able to take profits on this one, is a very, very tough one. Yeah, Hyperliquid is money glitch. I bought 1,117 different tokens and I'm up on 112 of them. So this person was pretty much just buying altcoins on the Hyperliquid layer 1 and he's up on a lot of them, which means that essentially the ecosystem is receiving large and crazy liquidity inflows, and this is why all the stuff around this ecosystem is going up. Hype is an interesting case study for narrative traders. The usual pattern is that as soon as project does well, people look for betas, and this creates a narrative where people hope that projects of the same sector would benefit the extra attention. But the performance on Hype has not at all benefited other pairs such as GMX, DYDX, Aevo, Jupiter, and Drift. This is crazy. This one chart is crazy. It pretty much means that people do not want to get into beta plays of Hype, right? Similar type of dexes, right? They just want to focus on Hype because Hype is coming into the marketplace with something revolutionary out there. Partially it may be because of the fact that market still did not decide that the upside on Hype is already limited and exhausted, and market is not looking for this point of view. For this reason, market is not looking for some essentially better plays. But mainly I would say this is because of the reason that the product is just superior in comparison to anything that we have on the marketplace currently. Probably not from the product point of view, but from the incentives and buyback point of view. So from the Ponzinomics that help the product coin to just grow infinitely, right? To a certain extent. As one of the largest individual holders of Hype and PER have not sold a single token, I'm once again asking you to partake in the PV full port. I left Twitter because I was sick of the PvP rotations, watching your favorite QLs dump on the exit liquidity tweet while we all made senseless rotations. I came back because I truly believe that outside of BTC, this is the only PV token that requires no leverage, no rotations this cycle. It's actually a very, very nice point, because if you think about rotations, like in order to rotate effectively, it really requires a lot of active management. With each action you're making in the market, with each action you're making with your portfolio, there is a higher chance of mistake. And just one wrong rotation that sends heavily down can just diminish the win streak that you had this far, especially if you are not doing the risk control properly out there. So it's a very, very nice point. This is something I was mentioned lately. Something that requires active management will always underperform something that does not. Something where you can just buy and hold, like BTC, often outperforms all the rotations, all the active management out there. And in general, just sit and hodl in Hyperliquid and you will outperform everyone. Tell me again, why are you even considering anything else? So usually messages like these, they are a little bit local toppy, right? So they are going out there when obviously the coin is already at $7 to $10 billion market cap. And no one essentially believes that it will be rallying hard short term. I think most of the market believes currently at this stage that Hyperliquid should be seeing certain correction at this stage. At the same time, they are focusing on competing with Binance. They are focusing on taking market share from Binance, which they are to a certain extent succeeding. However, I do think that yesterday I was showing you statistics that at this stage they only got from 1% to 1.7% of volumes that Binance and OKX are essentially doing, and some other largest exchanges out there. So difference in volumes, if you would assess that, for example, Binance is doing 30% of crypto trading volumes at this stage, right? And Hyperliquid has like 1% of that, that's 30x lower at this stage. Yet the valuation of Hyperliquid is only 10 times lower. This is something that might actually give you a tip that it's quite overvalued at this stage, right? So just be careful with these things, guys. Just be careful. Update on GCR's public Hyperliquid wallet. Plus 4.7 million on Hype, plus 2.8 million on HFun, and all of these tokens, they're essentially Hyperliquid coins ecosystem. Most of them are meme coins. Plus 900k on PER, plus 50k on Jeff, plus 60k on Catball. Total UPNL around $8.5 million. So from one point of view, it's bullish. From other, you have to ask why these people are doing certain things in public wallet. Obviously for a reason, right? Because all the things that they really want to do, they're not doing on the public wallet. Secondly, it just easily could have been just a marketing campaign out there. They just contacted GCR, they just sent some funds, and like this guy, like we assume that this guy is a billionaire, right? $8 million. It's not that much, right? Especially if he got paid essentially. He got paid in allocation or in some vested allocation out there. So here, GCR will give you some money. Go buy Hyperliquid and Hyperliquid coins on your public wallet. Go do this, right? So I would say be quite cautious. Be quite cautious about these things as well, right? We have to really understand when we are in the distribution phase for certain coin. When we are seeing too many positive news about certain projects, and the project is at the top and pumped heavily, might be the time to experience some caution, execute some caution, and be careful. Potential Ethereum better play number 4 is IMX, which is the main older coin in gaming ecosystem. I've been talking about it for quite a while. I've been talking about gaming for quite a while. I think this is the best non-obvious Ethereum better play at this stage, which was heavily underperforming through the whole cycle. Something I wanted to show as a bonus. I wanted to show the chart of Mavia, right? Chart of Mavia not doing very well at this stage, but here we can see some magic happening. So let's pop up the chart of IMX and just put the chart of Mavia on top, right? Sorry, I was wrong on this one. Let's do it like this. So let's just pop up the chart of IMX and add the chart of Mavia on top. Can you see that this chart is absolutely similar to the chart of IMX? It means that either market makers, they're just lazy. It's almost like market makers on Mavia, they're just copy trading market makers on IMX. And it's interesting that only with having like 10% of the supply, 10 to 15, you would be able to copy the chart of a larger coin on certain asset, 100%. Especially if you're opening a hedge fund and pumping the funds of accredited investors into your shitcoins and doing wash trading in the US while doxed, right? But Mavia chart is very interestingly following the chart of IMX out there. So you might think of Mavia as essentially a better play to IMX, which is a better play for Ethereum out there, in the most underperforming altcoin sector out there. I've been talking about Mavia for quite some time. I've been talking about gaming. We'll see how this will be playing out. It's just a very interesting thing I just noticed today, and I wanted to share. Each and every local high, each and every local bottom is absolutely the same. It's just that Mavia pumps more and dumps more as essentially the better asset out there. And today we will also be finalizing with certain updates regarding BTC. We always have to understand what has happened with Bitcoin because it's Papa on the marketplace. If BTC not doing well, most of the assets won't be doing well out there as well. It's also a very interesting situation that what we are seeing currently is that BTC is pumping and alts are staying at the same levels. Honestly, I don't think that there are any altcoin holders on this marketplace that are selling the altcoins and buying into Bitcoin because it's pumping currently. Like, I don't buy the fact that someone is actually doing that. Therefore, to me, I actually make the conclusion that these are market makers and manipulators that hold supply, hold large chunks of supply to most of the altcoins out there, and they are just manipulating this way. BTC goes down, altcoins drop. BTC goes up, BTC dominance goes up, altcoins drop or are going sideways as well. 100% something that is happening. I do believe that they actually might be selling into some spot buy pressure as well, because I do think we are experiencing some 100% to make the chart look as they look currently at this stage, to make the chart stay at the same levels, 100%. Alert, 2.14 billion worth of Bitcoin shorts face liquidation if Bitcoin reaches $111, right? This is something that might be happening. My target for BTC short term is $110,000 per BTC. Take a look at Saylor's recent Bitcoin buys. The buys up here are so large that he has increased his dollar cost average price by nearly 50% to $61,000. That level is around 40% away for Bitcoin. We haven't had a pullback of that magnitude for years, but at some point you have to wonder if in his mania he brings this DCA level uncomfortably close. So this is just some advice to keep caution regarding the BTC and MicroStrategy at this stage, because it might be like it's definitely a bearish case for unwinding of BTC by the end of the cycle, right? And just BTC going way lower than people were expecting. It is now official. The Bitcoin gold ratio has now posted a new all-time high. New stop will be 89:1. It will require 89 ounces of gold purchased at the repo premium from Shifty Shift Gold to buy a single Bitcoin. Crazy. BTC dominance will dump hard soon. Be ready to see a huge alt season. So I have to speculate on this one as well, because everyone is just so sure that BTC dominance is going lower, and we definitely see this week. And like personally, I also call that this high will actually be the last one. I said it like couple days before we essentially seen this one, right? I don't think that BTC dominance will be reversing. However, is this cycle different? Is this time actually different? Is with presence of BTC ETF we will just be seeing like BTC just surging up and higher and higher and higher, and nothing else will be happening, right? Imagine like, what is the max pain scenario out there? Is the max pain scenario to pump alts like crazy currently? Or maybe max pain scenario is just BTC going higher and Ethereum going higher, and most of crypto Twitter, most of the market just understand that they don't have any BTC and Ethereum out there, right? And maybe some very select assets continue to pump, but that have very good products, very good things going on for them. This will definitely be a max pain scenario from my point of view. We'll see. But again, I'm not betting against human greed, and I'm following quite risky strategy myself. Bitcoin rises to new all-time high above $107,000. Something that I mentioned, we are going to new all-time highs per BTC and on a daily basis currently. Bitcoin kind of hard to ignore this, give or take a few dollars. So this is major resistance line that essentially is formed through the top of 2017 and the tops of 2021, and the target for this top is actually $110,000. This is kind of like, this thing kind of is strengthening my theory on the fact that we might be seeing local top at $110,000 per BTC, and right after we will be seeing the months of alt season. It's crazy if they will repeat the timings, because why I'm talking about from 20th of December to 20th of January is because 20th of January is an inauguration of Trump, which a lot of people are talking about as sell the news event, or at least some type of consolidation should be coming after that, which essentially means a correction for most of the assets out there, especially altcoins, right? Especially the ones that will be running hard. But I do believe that the situation might actually repeat 2017. This will be crazy, and we kind of has a very nice ground prepared for this situation to occur, because people are not long in altcoins currently. People are not doing that. This, despite like maybe you're receiving some bullish sentiment from this channel, from me like sharing these things, but the only metric you should really focus on in this market, the only metric that never lies, is crypto funding rates, because it shows 100% what people are doing with their money. Right now, very small amount of people actually longing, right? Amount of long leverage and short leverage is equal, and in general, amount of leverage on the market is not that large. Market definitely fears uncertainty. Probably we might be waiting for the FOMC meeting. Maybe at the time that I will be speaking to you tomorrow, we will be sending like crazy already all of the coins, because best people in the marketplace, they currently agree that we are approaching up only and up everything season. So everything just goes up. And like timings wise, if they would do from 20th of December to 20th of January, it would be just repeat of 2017 cycle. Crazy. And they do love to play with the timings like this, 100%. So guys, this is my overview at this stage. Thank you very much for watching this video till the end. Please press the like button, help the video to grow and the channel to grow as well. Let me know if you have any type of questions in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to my X. I'm sharing some interesting thoughts and some research before it essentially appears on YouTube. And I'll be seeing you in the next one tomorrow. Stay healthy and rich.